Welcome to the proximity. This is Oikospiel. Book 1, first edition, February 16th, 2017, and the next step in my Itch.iOdyssey. This is a dog opera, whatever that means. Let us begin. So I will confess, I occasionally check out games before I start recording just to see if they work, and I really wish I hadn't for this one. I do like that crackling noise though. Oikospiel, Book 1. Since I know the camera moves now. I'm going to do very subtly. Oh, it's the Oik OS X Beta V99 AAA Neolib Dream Machines, the Grand Boondoggle. UK 2016. Here's some people. There's Eurydice Wolf, Donkey Cock. He has a few roles in this game, including not the diegetic producer. Yes. Horsepower. The mouse movement generates wind power and erases what amounts to the Labour theory of value, replacing it with individualism. And it's not lying. If I move the mouse, I generate wind power. And generating enough. Like this. Or do I really want to hide it? The above actors have all been fairly paid according to the dictates of the Wagner Act, and their pay to be organised in the unity. Here's the prices. There's the music involved. Oh, this is where we started. So yeah, I can also turn the camera. Additionally, the inversion of the computer sense. This is that's too much words. Too many words. Yes. I can turn the windmills. I can generate them sound. Prelude. The Northwest Passage 2060. This is still me doing the music, by the way. Not anymore. There is control in this game, by the way. I've not seen this. Ooh. Press W to continue. Oh, there. Bit of oik. We have some controls. Pressing buttons. Better start our Oik OS then. I feel bad for talking on top of this one. It's the Disney font as well. I was clicking random buttons in. Get some gems. The Oikospiel introduction. It is the year 1999 and our game development house, Croc Games, has been hired by the Oikospiel Opera to adapt the novel Tristram Shandy to the computer eco-opera for the fee of infinity. We've only just heard of this book and not yet read it, but have begun pre-production of a sentimental journey. And two have entered crunch mode because none of us know how to code. There's a lot to learn and only so much time. There's the animals. Our opera project and the ensuing festival, it commemorates, is being coordinated and financed by boss Donald Koch, who calls himself Orphic Lib or ANCAP, who says he is inspired by the form of this 1761 Book of Stern and its relation to the 1781 steam engine of the Watt. Relationship, which he says is the most potent there is, which we will understand in due time. He claims that he has discovered by the way of the correspondence an immortality serum he calls crystal oik goo, which allows him to live forever by replacing his blood if he is ever rotted, and which he can take in pill form for gradated longevity if not, and so he will oversee all the details of the Oikospiel future event in real time. Wow. But we work as a mere dogs. We won't live all 100 years to survive until the end of the project, so we'll have assigned to fossilize all of the things we learn for our extensive R&D in the form of eternal objects to pass down to our children and grandchildren. We're also promised employment with Koch Games. Mr. Koch says these objects are real, but we're not so sure what this means except to deliver a deliverable even, so we just take the work one day at a time. In my honest opinion, at our best, we zoom even further in and take one breath at a time, excited many times a minute. Oh crap, I just skipped a couple there. Ah, what a drag. But for the purposes of demonstration, we've designed this introduction so you only have to imagine what it's like to have your spine massaged by the CPU. Keeping your skin intact, you can rebuild as your... What the hell happened before? Keeping your skin intact, you can rebuild as your own toy house, the virtual space, using your peripheral nerves and limbs to type on the keyboard and use the mouse like you've already been doing. So if I go to table of contents, by the way, because this is something to behold. I don't even know where we were. Dog and the manager. I guess we were. By the way, it's like loads of places I can go on this menu screen. This. Shakespeare's Tempest. Go way up here if we want. What that is? Act 5. So yeah, we can come back to this. Let's go back to where we were. So we'll catch up quickly. Also means I can read the missing bit. I don't care. The employees of Cog Games, myself, I am Pluto, included are all called irrational animal spirits, Cog says, working in conjunction with the rational prefabs of the Oik operating system. This cybernetic combination is intended to organically catalyze a work over the next 70 years, which DK says does justice to the combination of organism and mechanism best celebrated by Tristram Shandy, and will give way to the technological solution to the changing climate, which needs to be rationalised if we're ever to brew Fourier's prized Northern Dew. So we all have brain plug stems, like in existence, which allow our brain, spine, nerves to interface directly with the operating system. DK says, it's like playing house. Your job is to follow the line, get your household in order, stand up tall. This is the secret of the speculation. A virile household whose rate of growth is more than the interest rate. Now here in the essence, Boss Cock says, what is the story? Well, Lawrence Stern, the author of Tristram Shandy, drew these graphs of the plot in it. The boss thinks it's a good place to start on narrative studies, since that's where Balzac's Le Plus, Le Chagrin started. Our game is meant to grow to be a dog 1,001 times more big than that of the whole comedy. To learn growth and to heat in the wiggle of Shandy, contrast this wobbling steady state with a pre-apistic extension geezer from the first page. You can always restart a level by pressing escape. Don't go into the table of contents yet. You'll be lost and annoyed. Okay, fair enough. Mr. Cock says, see Shandy's wiggle resemblance to the cock curves, and then unfold at its points of power and turn introverted to get the Triforce, which iterates. Alright, fair enough, yes, that makes sense. Which iterates through the chair into bone frailty. See, this wiggle is the new kind of fractional dimension of experience. A straight line is a job, an infinite line can fit into a finite space, and a wiggly line is a game, and the frail form keeps on iterating, and it's the job of dogs to design the algorithm which forgets all but the second version. Your job is to follow this line, simple. You're paid a penny of kibble a second. So both of these are examples of fractals, by the way. And yes, as you can see, they can go infinitely small. We all wondered what this meant, but it seems clear enough. We were supposed to start small, keep it simple for our bones' sake, so we embarked on designing a linear game, a personal story, based on what we heard DK divining about her future, and his tragic love between himself as subduer of all creatures, or as he calls himself, DQ, the Knight of the Sad Face, or Orpheus, and his accidental murder by Union Salt, while Eurydice Wolf, originally hired as his personal copyist, who he warns will come one day to try and unionize us. He claims that thus copyrighted animals will not be allowed into the Union, and thus we will take away our organic emergent unity. The greatest mistake we could ever make, he says. We will lose our connection to the executive branch. It will be as if all our nerves were severed from our spine. Ouch. To instruct us in the way of aesthetic multiplicity to counter Eurydice's striving for workable unity, we will the bloody music. And he says, find we will through the many and emergent oneness of the original law of economics, which is, for something to cost money is, pataphysically speaking, the same as it for it to be free, which is the same for it to be stolen, or for it to give money. Because all property is theft, and the only real capital is the sun and the earth. Property multiplicity. Clusters of rent, though, and through and through, sorry. Well, Ubu, the sheer magnificence of a glorious boss's poetic flight is enough to send our CPUs racing to the stars. We are salaried with infinity. We cannot wait to begin putting it into practical use while adapting the first pages of Tristram Shandy, which we are scheduled to do 15 years from now. When we have both cultivated our development skills and read the book, till then this is the beginning of our history, or as Mr. Cox says, our eternity. The story of Orpheus is eager breath indeed. His blood is a diamond, and you can be sure he intends to extract and make machines go from its special coltanic conductivity. That's our salary. Here we go. Did you get all that? Got games. That, the Oikospielen, with the Oikospielen opera. That was my Discord. I am now chicken! You cannot confine me. Apparently I can confine me. This way then. So, I won't lie, this is giving me severe motion sickness. But, I don't know what that says. Salt and Scab, Mr. Bees? Leo, I'm a wolf now. Fox, that took long enough. Waiting until one came to you again. Anyway, Yum, now that you're full of energy, please pass these cards to the other down the line. Remember, if half the workers sign one by tomorrow, we unionize. I know some are scary, but we need to respect those, even those that chill us. We're all in this together. Hen feared you rightly. Let's all bear less our food. Ah! Kiss, kiss. There are words there. These are my subcontractors. They work for free. End you now. Right, I missed some of that. Fox, there are 12 hunting dogs ahead. You've no chance. Let us go. You rest here. Guard the flag. We snake worm now. Feeling stuck? Okay, I've got to shake off the dogs. I'm a spider now? that a glockenspiel? Oh, I don't know what a glockenspiel is. Right bullet. Just gotta follow the lines, man. What they told us. I was paying attention. I have no idea what's going on, but I was paying attention. Ah, because of the bullet? Oh. I don't know what I'm trying to achieve right now, but... So when I get close, it does a zoom effect. Right there. But I don't know what to do with it. I'm supposed to follow the line now, aren't I? Okay, yeah, standing there on the bed gives me the ability to zoom. I generally have no idea what to do right now. And I'm feeling quite queasy. I'm actually really liking this, but it is making me ill. Sorry, I'm gonna take that off. Well, there's the plane. Maybe I'm supposed to look upwards. Maybe I'm supposed to look at the plane. Oh, there's the dog. I remember that dog. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. And I'd like to naturally continue. But at the same time, I need to stop playing this, because it's... I think it's on the thing that we barely started, but... I think it's like 6 hours long, but, you know, it's going to be 6 hours, and plus 6 hours if I, can't figure out how to leave the scene. Yeah. I can't figure out how to get back. At least we're on a specific scene. Airbnb Mont Carolina. Let's see if I can find out. Oh, where were we? We're up here somewhere. Right, okay, let's go back into the scene when I can find where the bloody scene is. Right, because I want to finish. I just looked up where to go. Because I will play for a little bit longer, because I want to. Because I wasted a bunch of time in this one scene. You know what? It changed, didn't it? That dog wasn't there. So I wish I didn't leave the scene, but never mind. It did. Oh no, the dog is... What I'm looking for is that bear. I might have to look up what the hell I did again. Well, maybe falling off is actually the key. Just trying to walk through the door. I don't even see a bear anymore now. Thought I saw a bear. Oh, I'm gonna look it up again, because... Right, I appreciate it takes the sort of art out of it if I just cheat and ask what to do. But I just wanted to, you know, to do a little bit more, that's all. You know what? The music actually changes when I get here. Yeah, now there's the bear. This is what I was supposed to do. Crispy! So I think we'll do one more scene. And then I'll let you go. We'll go to our impressions. Take this lonely bear walk. This bare bones games. You know what? It's an opera. It's not a game. Kind of both. I mean, I caused something to happen when I went to the windmill. You know, I thought there was more places to go, but no, I think I got there correct the first time round. Follow the line. Yeah, I think this is a loading point. We'll have a quick look around since we're here. It does like using Zelda, doesn't it? But it's not necessarily fair that I give this game more time than others, just because it's difficult to read. There's a clarity of intent in this, despite how confusing it is, that I appreciate. I suspect it's going to take somebody considerably smarter than me to tell me what the hell's going on, but I have gathered dog friends. I think that will do. I know we haven't finished this scene, but we're over time already, so. Right, let's see what Future John's impressions are, and then we're going to check out what the next game is. I'm going to stand on top of this fruit, and we're going to talk about Oikospiel. Apparently I'm supposed to draw something from the top down, but I'm going to draw Oikospiel, aren't I? So, I don't know how to spell this, but I'm just going to guess. It is, of course, a dog opera. And these, my impressions. And then we're going to need that random, aren't we? Right. So I was all in on the concept, right? Bit of avant-garde art. I'm surprised there isn't more out there. And it had a clarity of purpose about it. I'll give it this. And it was a sort of thing that I had a quick look in the game. I say this in the video, right? A quick look in the game, and I kind of regret that I did that without like having an audience around for me to go. It's a lot. It's a whole lot, right? The whole kind of aesthetic, this sort of constant glitching. It has a vision to it, certainly. We'll put some random squares in. We're going to put some. This is going to be the noisiest thing ever, right? Otherwise, this kind of looks good. The effect. I'm going to use all the colours I have, and maybe even find some more if we can. But yes, I can't tell you about the story because I have no idea what happened. But I can say that it felt like it was writing. I know that's like a really weird thing to say. It was clearly making a point. There's some sort of satire going on. John, the reviewer. There's some kind of satire going on. You know what I mean. Like, it was talking about capitalism and using Disney and using veiled versions of big companies that we all know of. And it was saying a thing, but I didn't get to the end. And it did feel like something that wanted to get to the end. The problem, of course, is that the game physically made me ill. This is not euphemism. I'm not using metaphor. The game was rendered... I couldn't play the game by the end of it. Oh, I've got white. I mean, I effectively have that anyway using... whatever. And yes, that makes a game really difficult to play. Obviously, it's also so abstract that sometimes I just don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do in that game. And that sort of compounds the issue. If I just don't know what to do, and it's making me ill, and that's going to make me not want to play. But I enjoy that it exists. I don't know if I want to go back to it. I wish I could play it without it making me physically ill. And I want to play it in like one go, but I really loved that it exists. Just not necessarily the experience of using it. And it felt like a sort of thing that I'd really like to dive into and have somebody maybe smarter than me tell me what the hell actually happened in it. And it feels like something does happen in it. Like, it doesn't feel like somebody's just... there's so much randomness to it, but it feels like it's purple. It feels purposeful, is what I'm trying to say. And... well, obviously deserves the benefit of the doubt there. It's given me no reason not to. It let me play as 6 animals, including lots of dogs. I mean, it is, after all, a dog opera. So that shouldn't be too surprising. But perhaps a little bit too abstract. Like, this game's abstract, and I'm still playing this. I've contrived a reason to keep going back into this game. I didn't realise there'd be more plot in this game, even if it's just him singing to his mum. I am now sticking around just to finish the picture. So what can I say? It's a 6-hour experience. I only played half an hour of it, and because it's a story. It's a story. Well, yeah, of course it's a story. Oh, it's a different white. I wasn't expecting it to be a different white. You want this to be so noisy. We'll start covering up the writing as well. Got to be very subtle with these dots. And of course we're drawing Oikospiel from the top down, obviously. You know, that's a little bit too uniform. What's there? Check out that island. So yeah, because at this point, it's more like I'm secretly playing this other game. I don't like that one. There we go. Let's mess this up. Right. I think that's my review of Oikospiel. I conceptually find it interesting, and if I had a stronger constitution, I'd go back. It is also a gig, and I'm not made out of space. I have all the swatches. So, in the next review, I'm going to draw something I've heard of but never seen. That's going to be quite difficult. What I should do is draw it now. What I shan't, because we don't need gimmicks in my impressions. We've already got a gimmick in my impressions, actually, to the point that I don't know if I'm going to change game after this, because I thought, you know, once I finish all the pictures, then surely I should be doing my impressions in a different game. We'll see if we find something suitable. I like that it's given me an excuse to keep coming back to this game. I've given myself... Let's not review... No, you know what? The reason I'm bringing up this game, Art School, is that it's an art game, and it seems to be making a point. Maybe it's not, maybe it's being silly, but I think it does it in a sort of more charming way. Like, the fact that the jump goes on forever is this sort of glitchy thing. So it might be a case that the other game is too clever for its own good in concept. Like that it's going to make it physically difficult for it to play. Whereas this... Like, I don't remember there being... I don't know. This might be building to something. I'm not sure. And if it isn't, I'm still charmed by this game. But, like, its point isn't to be charmed, so it's doing something different. Definitely felt like art, though. That's not necessarily a compliment. Right. Let's take you back to the past. So I didn't realise how dishevelled I looked. This game. It's because obviously I took my mic. You know what? You can live through the music. Our next game is a sci-fi action roguelite. Connect DNA from enemies and mutate yourself to Vic, called Beacon. Let's check out a little bit more information about Beacon. I'm being a little bit unfair to Beacon, but I mean, you're in a Oikospiel video. So Beacon follows... I should just change the place with slightly less terrifying music on. Beacon follows the journey of a space privateer, Freya Akiyama, on her endless search for a crashed ship's emergency distress beacon. In your search, you'll not only find weapons and items to help you, but also be collecting DNA from enemies you defeat. When you inevitably die, you'll be given the opportunity to integrate the DNA you've collected into your genome, allowing you to alter your statistics and gameplay, altering physical mutations for your next clone's life. In search for the beacon, new questions arise. Just how many clones of Freya are there? How long has she been stuck in an infinite cycle of survival? How much of our humanity will be sacrificed before escaping? There we go. And we've got that to look forward to on the next episode. I'm going to let you go, and let's jump back in for the... Yes! I've been John Proxy, and now we're leaving the proximity. And this is Oikospiel, Book 1, a dog opera. And this has been the next step in my Itch.iOdyssey. Thank you. Thank you for watching. This was